Which is better, the BLU V9 or the Umidigi A5 Pro? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Follow me on Instagram at KevinBreezeTV. Please join the Kevin Breeze Tech community on Facebook to chat about budget smartphones, ask questions, and help others. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my comparison video between the BLU V9 and the Umidigi A5 Pro. Now, the Umidigi V9 is very new to the market. It just came out a few days ago and is a Best Buy exclusive. So if you have a Best Buy in your country, probably mainly the US, then you're going to be able to find this phone over there. You can also order this online from Best Buy's website. And this phone actually is the same phone as the BLU G8, which hasn't actually been released yet, but it's the same exact phone, but the version they sell at Best Buy is branded as the BLU V9. And the Umidigi A5 Pro is very new to the market as well. This is available on Amazon, and it's also available at AliExpress, GearBest, and other stores like that online. The BLU V9 is currently available for $179.99, and that's available factory unlocked. Now, if you want to get this with a carrier, you can actually get this at a discount at Best Buy for $129.99. But if you want to just get it without setting it up with any sort of carrier, then you're going to have to pay $179.99. Now, the Umidigi A5 Pro is currently available on Amazon for $129.99. However, they include a $10 off coupon at checkout, so you can get this for $119.99. So the V9 is $60 more than the A5 Pro, so we'll have to see if this is really worth the extra money. Now, these phones do have a decent amount of different things in common, which makes this video especially interesting. Now, both phones feature 6.3-inch displays, and you can see here they are side by side. Now the chin on the bottom of the V9 definitely is a bit larger than the chin on the A5 Pro. The V9 features a 720p display with a 19:9 aspect ratio, and the A5 Pro is a 1080p display with a 19.5:9 aspect ratio. So we get a better display resolution with the A5 Pro, and we get a slightly taller display as well. So overall, I definitely prefer the display on the Umidigi A5 Pro over the one on the V9. But the display on the V9 still does look good, and overall I think both phones are very attractive, but I definitely prefer the display on the A5 Pro over the one on the V9. Now up top here we do have teardrop notches on both phones, which is a great design. That's kind of the latest, hottest design for 2019, having those teardrop notches. So I'm glad that both phones have it. It gives you a lot of space for your various notification icons and your system status icons on the right side. Now we get a 13 megapixel front-facing camera with the BLU V9, and on the Umidigi A5 Pro, we have a 16 megapixel front-facing camera. But from the testing that I've done, both phones have very good photo and video quality from the front-facing camera. Now you can check out my full reviews for both devices to get a better idea of that quality. But it definitely is good, and I definitely like the front-facing cameras on both phones. Internally, the BLU V9 has 64 gigabytes of internal storage with the ability to expand that with a micro SD card, and the Umidigi A5 Pro has half the amount of storage at 32 gigabytes, but also offers micro SD card expansion. So I do appreciate that we do get double the amount of internal storage with the BLU V9. Definitely nice to see, and I'm a big fan of it. Now, neither of these two phones feature wireless charging, but they both have fingerprint sensors on the back side. We'll do a little bit of a test right now with that. So with the BLU V9, here we go. Works really well. And on the A5 Pro, we'll do it right now too. And that was fast too. Now both phones have reflective materials on the back, but we do have different colors here. So on the V9, it's only available in black, at least at the moment. But with the Umidigi A5 Pro, you can get this in crystal blue, which is this color, really cool color. As you tilt the phone, it even changes a bit. And we also have this phone available in space gray. So two great colors that the A5 Pro comes in. But overall, I think both phones have appealing and good looking colors on the back. Now also on the back, we have the camera modules, and there are some pretty big differences here. So on the BLU V9, we have a dual camera setup with a main 13 megapixel camera and a 2 megapixel secondary camera, which is a proximity sensing camera which assists with the portrait mode. And the Umidigi A5 Pro has a triple camera design with a 16 megapixel main camera, a 5 megapixel secondary camera, which is that proximity camera as well, and a wide angle 8 megapixel camera. So unlike the BLU V9, we do get a wide angle camera option with the A5 Pro, which is really nice. That's a feature that we see a lot with flagships, but we do not see that as much with lower end phones. But overall, I thought from my personal experience that the V9 was able to take better looking photos in the normal mode. I think technically the A5 Pro should be able to take even better photos than the V9, but the team over at Umidigi needs to do more work to improve the photo and video quality from these cameras, because I think the hardware is there, but the software optimization just isn't at that level yet. So at the moment, if I was to go on vacation and I wanted to preserve memories by taking photos and videos, I would take the BLU V9 over the A5 Pro. But again, if they can really optimize the cameras on the A5 Pro, then this will be amazing, because we also get that wide angle camera, which I personally like a lot. I've used wide angle cameras on other phones like the Galaxy A20 from Samsung, and on the Galaxy S10e, and on my LG G7. And overall, I'm a big fan of it, and it's not a gimmick. It actually works really well and is a great kind of supplement to the standard camera that comes with your phone. We get 3 gigabytes of RAM with the BLU V9, and the Umidigi A5 Pro has 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now, the processor on the BLU V9 is, if I can pull it up here, the Unisoc SC9863A processor. I hadn't really heard of Unisoc until I got this phone, but apparently it's another company that makes processors. And overall, I've gotten pretty good performance with it. I'm actually pretty happy with the processor. I'm going to show you the Antutu benchmark ratings in a second here. But with the A5 Pro, we get the Helio P23 from MediaTek. And in the past, MediaTek hasn't put out that good of processors, but that is not the case with this phone. The P23 is actually a really good processor with nice, fast performance. So I'm very happy with it overall. Now, I'll pull up those Antutu ratings right now. So the BLU V9 is rated at 74124, and the A5 Pro is rated at 82223. And you can check out those ratings for the CPU, GPU, UX, and memory as well. But for the most part, we are getting a better performance score on the A5 Pro. Now, in a second here, I'm going to be doing an actual comparison, testing out different things on these two devices. It looks like the A5 Pro is the way to go if you want to get good performance. But that being said, the performance on the BLU V9 is still really good. Now, video recording on both devices maxes out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. With the BLU V9, we get a 4,000 mAh internal battery. And with the Umidigi A5 Pro, we get a 4,150 mAh internal battery. So both phones feature really good battery capacity, which is a really awesome thing to see. So you're going to be getting good battery life with both devices. They both also run Android 9 Pie, and they both run stock Android, which is great because I really like stock. Now that we've compared the specifications of these two phones, let's compare the hardware. So we already went over the front here. We get 720p with the BLU G9. We get 720p with the BLU V9, and with the Umidigi A5 Pro, we get 1080p. Both phones have a 6.3-inch display. We have notches on the top. We have a chin at the bottom. Now on the left side here, we have a similar setup with just the slot for the microSD card and SIM card. You can see that the materials on the two phones are different though, as the BLU V9 has more of a plastic build, but with the Umidigi A5 Pro, we have a metal band going around the sides of the phone. So I really like that a lot. On the top of the two devices, on the BLU V9, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and on the Umidigi A5 Pro, we have nothing. And on the right side of these two phones, we have a similar setup with the volume rocker and power button. Then taking a look at the bottom of these two devices, we have a micro USB port on both, which is disappointing for both phones, but they both have it, and I suppose it's just a way for these two companies to save some money. We have microphones on both phones. The A5 Pro has a 3.5mm headphone jack, and they both have the speakers. Then on the back side, we have some pretty big differences, of course, with the look here, but both phones have the camera modules that I've already gone over. They both have the fingerprint sensor, they both have a flash, and we have the logos for both brands. So I think both phones do feature appealing looking designs, but you'll have to let me know in the comment section below which design you prefer. Let's now do a speed test comparison between both phones. We're going to start with the camera. So 1, 2, 3, go. And it looks like it was about a tie with pulling up the camera there. Let's go to Google Chrome. 1, 2, 3, go. And the A5 Pro is first to pull up Google, but that was also very close. Let's go to Yahoo. 1, 2, 3, go. And it looks like it was about the same with Yahoo as far as speeds go. Let's go to engadget.com. 1, 2, 3, go. The BLU V9 was quicker at pulling up Engadget. Now we'll do some scrolling. Both phones are smooth with scrolling. That's really nice. Makes them a lot more usable when browsing the web. Now we'll go up to the top here and we'll pull up this article. So 1, 2, 3, go. And in this test, the BLU V9 was quicker at pulling up the article. Now overall, it seems like both phones feature very good performance and very similar performance too. So I think you'd be very happy with either phone as far as performance goes. So it's not like one's bad and the other's good. I think it's about a tie with both devices. Which phone really is better? Of course, the V9 is an extra $60 over the Umidigi A5 Pro. So with that in consideration, you'd have to pretty much get $60 of benefits to go with the V9. And there aren't really that many benefits with this device. It seems like really the only thing about the V9 that makes it better is that it has better cameras in the backside and you get double the amount of internal storage. So if Umidigi can spend some quality time doing some development to make the cameras better on the A5 Pro, then I think this could definitely be better in that department. I think the actual raw hardware here is better than the hardware on the BLU V9. But they haven't gotten there yet with the software, so they really need to spend some time to make the software better for that. But for the most part, the only benefits with the V9 is having 64 gigs of storage versus 32 here, and having the better camera. But other than that, seems like the A5 Pro is the better value of the two. I definitely prefer the display on here better. Both phones do have good looking displays, but I feel like the A5 Pro is a better looking display overall. But let me know what you think. Which phone do you prefer? Do you wish these phones both had USB-C on the bottom? Because I certainly do. And do you care that the camera quality is better on the V9 over the A5 Pro? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like this video. And if you're interested in buying either of these two phones, then definitely take a look at the link in the video description. But this is Kevin here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.